Hi, my name is Jerome and my project is EmBrace. My sister Jalen is 22 years old and was born with cerebral palsy. Cerebral palsy is a disability caused by brain damage or abnormal brain development that happens before birth or in early life. Jalen struggled with balancing her disability and feeling accepted, especially during high school. My sister Jalen went to high school at SCH before moving to New York City for her senior year. When asking her about her high school experiences, she said, "When I was in high school, I remember specifically all girls were wearing heels to prom, and I wasn't able to really wear cute strap heels that I wanted to wear like the other girls. I also couldn't really wear any type of shoes besides sneakers my whole life, sometimes cheap fake Uggs, but I always felt like I was different than everyone else, especially during freshman and sophomore year after my surgery when I had to wear big, clunky braces." To include statistics about disabilities, according to the CDC, 1 in 4 teenagers in the U.S. are disabled. 32% of adults in 2018 with disabilities experience frequent mental distress. Mental distress being defined as 14 or more reported mentally unhealthy days in the past 30 days. Adults with disabilities report frequent mental distress almost 5 times as often as adults without disabilities. Mental health is a huge constant and factor in teenagers and adults with disabilities. That leads to my problem. Teenagers with disabilities struggle with self-confidence due to feeling as though they do not fit in with their able-bodied peers. Lack of confidence can lead to huge mental health issues such as depression and anxiety. One of the main reasons why I wanted to do this was because my sister struggled so much with self-confidence just because of her disability. And I think that I just want to destigmatize having disability because it should be something that is embraced, not alienized. My goal is to make teenagers feel confident in their medical equipment and try to eliminate mental health issues within the disabled community. So for my solution, I want to create a brand where teenagers can have access to trendy medical equipment. Current cerebral palsy braces are designed for little kids or barely designed. Also, medical equipment such as crutches are not designed at all, and they're just aluminum, which is very boring. Here are some examples of current cerebral palsy braces. As you can tell with the examples, many of the braces have childlike designs such as emojis and donuts and ice cream. I wanted to solve this problem by creating personalized braces that match popular teen aesthetics. I believe that having braces that are trendy and aesthetically pleasing will help boost the confidence of disabled teenagers that may feel alienated. So on the left, I have the grunge aesthetic. In the middle, I have preppy aesthetic, and on the right, I have visco aesthetic. Those are just 3 examples of current trending aesthetics popular within teenagers at the moment. So in designing an aesthetically pleasing brace, I came up with 3 different designs for 3 different aesthetics. My first aesthetic that I chose to do was the preppy aesthetic, which is, as you can see right now on the screen. I used a reference photo, which you can see on the left, and then on the right is my brace design that I created. And a teenager, for example, would be able to choose the design if they are interested in the preppy aesthetic, and they would choose this brace to feel more confident in themselves. This is a prototype that I started, but I was not able to finish due to machine malfunction, but I was still able to make it work. I used a vinyl cutter to cut out the stickers, and I individually put the hearts on the brace. I used my sister's recycled brace from her childhood. My second design fits in the grunge aesthetic, so if a customer is feeling like they are more interested in grunge aesthetic, they would choose this brace. I have my reference photo on the left and my brace design on the right. My third and last final design is the visco girl aesthetic. So someone would choose it if they feel as though they like the visco girl aesthetic. In addition to making braces, I also want to design crutches. So my second prototype is crutches designed for the Visco Girl aesthetic. Like the previous slide, I used the stars, and I put the stars on the crutches, so someone could feel a little bit more confident using these crutches rather than having plain boring crutches. So my target audience is teenagers between ages 13 and 18. This semester, my designs were mainly designed for girls, but when I continue this project, I would definitely want to work to make designs for boys and non-binary teenagers. AWB is a nonprofit theater program established in 2004 to provide extraordinary acting and theatrical opportunities for children, teens, and young adults with physical disabilities. The primary goal of AWB is to provide young people from the disabled community with the rare opportunity to pursue their love of acting and performing while building their self-confidence and developing an enhanced belief in themselves and their abilities. I was given the amazing opportunity to email with AWB Executive Director Christine Rouse. She said, "I love to act, but I always had a difficult time. I wanted to create a place where kids could get involved in theater, form friendships, and gain confidence." I really like this quote, and I feel like it fits really well with my EmBrace message. Both AWB and EmBrace both want to help disabled kids and teenagers feel confident in their own skin. Emailing back and forth with Christine Rouse was really helpful to me and really helped me grapple with what it was like to be a teenager with disability, as well as what it's like to have a company that helps out the disabled. Because of Christine Rouse's connections with disabled teenagers, I was able to create an interest form to attempt to contact teens for the first time to get first-hand opinions on designs and prototypes that I would make. Christine Rouse was able to send this flyer out along with my interest form to young disabled adults. Unfortunately, I was not successful in getting any results, but if I were to continue this project, I would definitely try again and try and get more outreach. To talk about pricing, we're gonna end up talking about pricing per unit, but right now I'll tell you how much everything costs. So it would cost $0 for the leg brace or the crutch, because that would be provided by the customer. They would give me their leg brace that's already fitted to them or the crutches that they use. A vinyl cutter is approximately $319, and a roll of vinyl is approximately $26.99. But that number would depend on how many colors you need, depending on the design that the customer chose or the aesthetic that they want. To talk about unit cost, so vinyl roll size is 1,800 by 12 inches, and one brace would require 12 by 24 pieces of vinyl, and so it would end up being $75 worth of product per roll, which would end up a unit cost of $4.61 per roll. My sales price, I estimated the price that people I think would be willing to pay, which would be $36, and my profit, how I made my profit is I subtracted the unit cost from the sales price, and my final profit would be $31.39. Thank you very much.